Hi, let's be honest for a second. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at 2 a.m., replying a conversation in your head, wondering why you had to ask again for something that should have come naturally from someone who says they care about you? Have you heard that before? Pause. Because if they really loved you, they wouldn't have to beg for these three things. You would never have to beg for these three things. Because naturally, when there is love, they demonstrate it. Come back to the space where we say the thing we are tired of keeping silent. Now, the reality is this. Validation is important. You shouldn't have to beg to be seen. When you begin to beg for somebody to see you, then there is no love. If love makes you invisible, it is not love, it is control. Think about it. Why are you always explaining your feelings like defendant in court? True love sees you without performance. If you constantly have to prove your worth, you are not being loved, you are being measured. That is the truth. If they love you, why do you feel like a ghost in your own relationship? Healthy relationship validates your emotion before it validates your convenience. You shouldn't have to convince someone that you have feeling or your feeling for them is real. You don't need to convince anybody about that. Please drop in the comment section if you ever have been told that you are too sensitive just because you ask to be understood. It has happened a number of times, and I'm sure it has happened to you too. Now, you must understand, a person who constantly had to explain why they felt neglected only to be dismissed, the result is the burnout, the anxiety, the workout, and you're walking on the eggshell up and down because you are afraid. What would it look like to only keep people around you who don't need a presentation to validate your presence? Do you get that? So it's an issue. You should not have to beg to be prioritized as somebody who is in a relationship. If they care, they won't feel like an afterthought. Love doesn't just work, it shows up. Someone who values you won't always be too busy for you. You should not be chasing breadcrumbs. You deserve a full meal. You need to understand that. The truth is this. Make time for everything I expect you. Always reschedule, never initiate. Do you understand that? Be honest. Have you ever had a fight just to get on their calendar before? Type me too in the chat section. Let's look at your experience together. Imagine going to a restaurant where they keep promising food but never bring it. That is how it feels to love someone who never makes an effort. You keep expecting and you never got it. Real love doesn't just say I care. It plans around you. If someone wanted you in their life, you never have to remind them to treat you like you are in it. Because they show they love you. You should not have to beg to be heard. Do you get that? If they love you, your voice will never be a threat. It will be a priority. Respect is the bedrock of real connection. Being constantly interrupted, ignored, gaslight, or mocked, that is not love, that is erasure. There is you. Begging to be heard turns you into someone you don't even recognize. Do you get that? Because the reality is that if they love you, they will show it. They roll their eyes when you talk. They only listen to reply, not to understand. They weaponize your vulnerability against you. And that doesn't give you any sign at all. What is the biggest way someone has disrespected your voice? You don't have to name them here. Just type, I felt invisible, if this hits you. Because I'm very sure you must have gone through that already. You are not crazy. You are not ready. You are just tired of shouting into a void. The right people lean to who they speak with, and they don't lean away. That is what the differences are. You must understand that if you have had to beg for validation, if you have begged to be prioritized, if you have begged just to be heard, you were not loved. You were just being tolerated. Maybe for a single part of what you are given. Real love doesn't feel like a courtroom. It feels like home, where you are loved. You are not asking for too much. You are not asking the wrong persons. You must not condemn yourself for that, because it is not so. Comment below which of the three hits you in the hardest way: validation, effort, or respect. Which one of them have been your experience? please comment in the comment section below, and let's continue. Now, I want to invite you, if this hits you deep, if you felt seen, don't just sit with it. Join the community that sees you too. We see you. We appreciate you. We validate you. Like this video, subscribe for more emotional clarity and empowerment. Comment your story someone will relate to. Share this with someone who is tired of begging. Because when you are in a relationship and you're begging, then something is wrong. It is not appropriate that way. Remember this, that the love you are begging for from others, give it to yourself first. The rest will rise to meet it or fall away. Either way, you will win. Understand that. Because as it stands, people understand. The moment you do not value yourself and someone starts treating you as if you are nothing, all of the three things I just mentioned will continue to repeat themselves. You can imagine what it means when you are begging to be respected, when you are begging to have your voice heard in the relationship. What it simply means is that you are the one that needs that relationship more than the opposite person. It shouldn't be so. You are valued, they are also valued. The more you appreciated them, or you appreciate them for being in that relationship, so also they should appreciate you and recognize your place. If you are not wanted, if they don't want you, there is no need you being there. It means you have no business being there. Any person you're in a relationship with that disrespects you, irrespective of whatever happens, that person does not deserve you. And the longer you stayed in that relationship, the less your values. Because it has been shown already, when they have given you signs that they no longer value you, you have no business sticking around. All you need to do is to call it a quit and move on. I hope this has spoken to you already. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.